Hi everyone. So the lesson is loops part 1, while and for loops under Objective C. Let's dig into the lesson. We'll be using Xcode version 11.4.1 and Apple Developer Docs and APIs for referencing. Prerequisite: you need to complete the following lessons in this lecture series, which is decision making part 1 and decision making part 2. You will learn about loops, for while loop and for loop, and as usual it's going to be practical demonstrations. So let's create a project. So let's run Xcode. Let's create a new project. Make sure it's macOS command line tool. Click next. And let's say it's example 1 and make sure it's Objective C. Click next and give the location where you want to save the program. So in my case, I'll put it into loops over here under example 1. Awesome. Click create. And then click on the left hand side, click on the project, and let's say example for loops. So let's say I want to print a line. So to print a line, it's printf. Let's say it's this line right over here. So I'm just printing one line. Now let's say I want to print multiple lines of this, say 10 lines. So if I don't use loops, I'd have to put like this until I just copy and paste 10 lines, isn't it? Right? I'd have to, but it's okay, so I have to cut this, put it in, isn't it? Right? So and then just copy this and just put it here. So say around 10 of them, right? And just click the run button. It works. And if it's 100 lines, I would have to put 100 of these. And the problem is it's called duplication and all sorts of issues, right? So to avoid this, I can use loops, right? So let's start with the while loop. So when you put a loop, you don't duplicate, you just put only one of what you need. Just say while and press the tab key, right? Press the tab key once, so it gives the skeleton code for the while loop. Okay, a condition. So with loops, you have to use a condition. So I will create a variable to count, let's say x, and let's start it with 0. And my condition is how many times do I want to run the while loop. So let's say what about if I say x until, like if I say x starting from 1, then if I say x is less than or equal to 10, and how about if I print this statement inside the loop over here, but because it's looping, meaning it's running multiple times again and again, I have to make sure after printing one line, I have to increment the value of x. It's something like x plus 1, right? But the correct way of writing it is x equals x plus 1. But there's a shortcut, so I will comment this and show you. The shortcut is as you seen in other line, it's x plus plus. So either it's this line or this line. So I commented this, so it won't work. So only this line will work, right? Awesome. So if you run this, it should, let's put only 3 so we can see that it's in action, right? So see, it prints 3 lines. So if I say I want 5, it prints 5. And if I put 100, it will print 100 lines. Awesome. So this is example 1. And let's do the same thing using a for loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project, file new project. Make sure macOS command line tool. Let's say example number 2 and click next. Make sure it's Objective-C language. Select where you want to save it in your computer and click create. Awesome. And click on the source code and let's put it here. Let's say example for loops, and this time it's for loop. So the same thing which I did in the while loop, if I'm going to do it in the for loop, I will have to combine this line and put it in over here. So let's do it. So what you have to do is you have to change the while into a for, but you have to bring this line, you have to cut this line and bring it and put it just before the condition, right? So that's how you write the for loop, right? And this line will have to come after the condition. So to separate the condition, you have to put a semicolon once again and then cut this line and put this over here. But one thing, you don't have to put a semicolon at the end over here, right? So I'm going to remove that. Simple as that, friends. So I will remove this as well. You don't need. So Awesome. So this is how you write the same thing using a for loop. Let's run and see whether it works. So it should print 5 lines. See, it works. So if I say 3, it should just print 3 lines, right? Okay, see, it's working, right? Awesome, right? So it was a very quick and simple revision kind of a lesson for the loops. Okay, so we did the practical demonstration. You learn about while loops and for loops as a revision. Well, of course, we didn't use Apple Developer Docs and API for referencing, but we'll be doing it in the future lessons, right? Have a look at our other videos for practicals on Objective-C, and we are very excited to see you in another lesson and see you in our next lesson.